When I first came up with the idea, I went to authors that I know are really fabulous authors, and they're also really fabulous people. I've gotten to know them, and they are people that if you're going to do a good deed, you want to do it with them because you know their heart's in it as much as yours is. So I gathered up these 11 other people and I said, here's what I'd like to do. Here's how I think it was like a 30-page story, which is a short story. I want it to be whatever it is you want to write. If you write paranormal, make it paranormal. If it's historical, make it historical. The only overriding theme will be that it will be about the empowerment of women in some way. And I said, and then we're not going to let you make any money off of this because every dime made is going to go to the battered women's shelter. And every single author I approached said, yes, count me in. And then actually the agents all jumped on board and said, you know, we'll waive our agent fees also and we'll do it. And Berkeley surprised me by saying they wanted to buy it. And they said they would buy it before we'd even had it turned in for them to see. It's called The Power of Love, and we kind of think of it as the power of women helping women.
I've known Laurie for some years, and when she asked me to join this project, I was absolutely thrilled. It just seemed brilliant. It was a fantastic idea. And as for my story, well, it was one of these things, I had no idea what to write. I thought, I've got to come up with something. And then in one of these sort of moments in the quiet of the night, this idea hit me, and in fact, I stopped writing the book I was to get it done. It's called Dance the Fandango, and the heroine is older. She's 65. She's just nursed her husband of many years through a rather harrowing illness. She has a lot of grown children, and she's found a lover. And it's her 65th birthday, they're all coming to celebrate, and her children they're loving, caring children. They want her to take it easy, go into a home, settle into a nice, comfortable old age. And she has very different plans. And his family are very much the same. You know, and it's just, they sort of say to them, well, we love you dearly, but this is our time.
I believe that the greatest strength women possess is our ability and urge to encourage one another and build each other up instead of tear each other down. This project, Power of Love, is an extension of that need to reach out to our own sex in ways that are empowering, and I'm just delighted to be part of it. My story is called, if I remember correctly, The Girl Next Door, and it's one of those great stories where there's been some sexual tension between a couple for a long time, but life situations have not made that practical. And changes in the hero's and the heroine's life have brought them together at a point where romance finally comes to fruition.
The Power of Love is something I'm proud to be in. I think that women need to gather around other women and help them whenever needed. My story is called Chicken Soup for Annie, and it's about a young woman who has fallen on hard times. And she goes to a preacher for help, and he thinks that she's coming to volunteer, and her pride precludes her from saying that she's there for help, and the romance ensues between the two of them.
My story is Salesman of the Year. The heroine is looking for a house with her fiance, and he's a jerk, but she doesn't I guess pull it all together until she realizes that the realtor is an old boyfriend. And she realizes that she doesn't have to put up with what her fiance is dishing out. And I'm hoping that women that are with men, they can realize that there is more out there. They don't have to settle. I think women need more choices now, and back, I know when my mother was married, she didn't have choices, and so I saw that, and I truly believe in it.
My story is about a woman who came from a very bad background, and so she made all of her focus on getting ahead in life and not being linked to the background she came from, to the point where she excluded any form of romance because she just really wanted to get ahead. A guy she met in college recognized this in her, has stayed a very dear, good friend to her, and is just waiting for her to get to the point where she's ready to have romance. When you write romances, you're writing about people that end up in an ideal romantic relationship. If you ever visit the battered women's shelter, these women are, you know, on the furthest extreme from what an ideal relationship should be. All the women that I know have a great support system. If it's not their family, then it's their friends. They all have a great backup. So if something went wrong, they know they have people to go to, people who can help. The women at the battered women's shelter do not, and it's a big misunderstanding where you'll hear someone say, well, I just wouldn't put up with that. Well, you wouldn't put up with that because you have options, and you haven't been led to believe that that's what you deserve. You know, throughout your lifetime, it doesn't happen in a week. So it's just seemed like a really good way to give back to the community.